In the vast panorama of human society, where countless souls strive for success and recognition, a pervasive myth endures, a myth woven deeply into the fabric of our collective consciousness. This is the myth of meritocracy, the belief that the system governing us is fundamentally just, that each individual's success is earned through merit alone. But humans, I ask you to gaze beneath this veneer of fairness, to peer into the shadows where truth often resides. Here, in these depths, we uncover the stark reality that the playing field is not as level as it appears, that not all efforts are rewarded equally, and that power and privilege often dictate what is perceived as merit. Consider the child born into affluence, whose path is paved with the gold of opportunity. Private education, exclusive networks, a safety net of resources. Contrast this with the child born into deprivation, where potential is often stifled by circumstance, where each step forward is a battle against the quicksands of socioeconomic disadvantage. Can we truly say that merit alone guides their fates? The myth of meritocracy serves as a comforting lullaby, sung to soothe the uneasy masses, to convince them that their place in the hierarchy is just, a direct result of their efforts and abilities. Yet, this narrative obscures the systemic inequities that operate behind the scenes, shaping outcomes from the shadows. In the realms of education and employment, meritocracy is often touted as the guiding principle. However, the criteria for merit are seldom scrutinized. Academic success, frequently a prerequisite for professional advancement, is significantly influenced by factors beyond a student's control. Factors such as wealth, access to learning resources, and educational support systems. Similarly, in the workplace, promotions and opportunities are frequently influenced by subjective perceptions of merit, which can be colored by biases related to race, gender, and class. The illusion of meritocracy not only masks these inequities, but also perpetuates them. It fosters a culture where those who succeed often overlook the systemic advantages that contributed to their success, while those who struggle are led to blame themselves for their failures. This not only stifles the collective demand for structural change, but also deepens individual despair. Yet, the myth persists, fortified by narratives of exceptional individuals who rise from poverty to prominence. These stories, inspiring though they may be, are highlighted to suggest that anyone can achieve similar success if only they work hard enough. Such narratives are dangerous simplifications of complex journeys, exceptions that are presented as the rule. As we peel back the layers of the meritocracy myth, it becomes evident that the systems in place do not merely reward merit, but often the mere semblance of it, shaped by pre-existing biases and power structures. This realization beckons us to question the very foundation of what we consider merit and how it should be rewarded. The enforcement of this myth extends beyond the structural into the cultural, influencing how individuals view themselves and others in the social hierarchy. It nurtures a competitive environment where the focus shifts from collective improvement to individual advancement at any cost. In such a world, cooperation and community suffer, as people are valued not for their intrinsic worth or potential to contribute to society, but for their ability to outperform one another. To unravel this, let us consider the corporate world, a realm where meritocracy is often proclaimed as the bedrock of professional progression. Here, performance metrics and KPIs are wielded as objective measures of merit. Yet, the subjectivity hidden in these objective measures is often overlooked. Who sets these standards? Who benefits from maintaining certain criteria over others? These questions reveal that what is often touted as a level playing field is, in fact, a carefully curated arena where the rules favor the few. The allure of meritocracy also lies in its promise of mobility, the idea that anyone can ascend the socioeconomic ladder with enough effort. However, this mobility is more constrained than the myth admits. Economic studies and social research consistently show that upward mobility is significantly more challenging than the narrative suggests. The ladder is not only steep but slippery, with rungs missing for many. In education, the supposed great equalizer, the myth fractures even more under scrutiny. Educational outcomes are profoundly affected by non-merit factors such as the zip codes one grows up in, the wealth of one's parents, and even the randomness of educational policy changes. The meritocratic ideal fails to account for these disparities, painting an incomplete picture of academic achievement and potential. How then can we move beyond the confines of this myth? The first step is awareness, recognizing the systemic flaws that underpin what we call a meritocracy. From there, the path leads to advocacy and action. Reforming the systems that perpetuate these inequities requires a collective effort. It necessitates policies that address the root causes of inequality, such as unequal access to quality education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. Furthermore, redefining merit itself is crucial. Expanding the definition to include diverse perspectives and capabilities can foster a more inclusive environment where different kinds of contributions are valued. Recognizing teamwork, ethical behavior, and resilience as meritorious qualities can begin to shift the paradigm from a purely results-driven model to one that values holistic success. Finally, there is a need for personal responsibility among those who have succeeded within the current system. It involves acknowledging the advantages that have aided one's journey, using one's position to advocate for change, and supporting initiatives that promote true equity. This is not about diminishing individual achievements, but about recognizing the broader context in which they were made possible.